That Lass O Lowrie's by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Chapter 10. The moon was shining brightly when he stepped into the open road, so brightly that he could see every object far before him, unless where the trees cast their black shadows, which seemed all the blacker for the light. What a grave little creature she is, he was saying to himself. But he stopped suddenly. Under one of the trees by the roadside, someone was standing motionless. As he approached, the figure stepped boldly out into the moonlight before him. It was a woman. "Dinna be afeard," she said in a low, hurried voice. "It's me, Master. It's Joan Lowrie." "Joan Lowrie?" he said with surprise. "What has brought you out at this hour, and whom are you waiting for?" "I'm waiting for your son," she answered. "For me?" "Aye, I have somewhat to say to you." She looked about her hurriedly. "You better come into the shade of them trees," she said. "I dinna want to give anyone a chance to see me, nor you either." It was impossible that he should not hesitate a moment. What if she had been forced into entrapping him? She made a sharp gesture. "I'm not going to do no harm," she said. "You may trust me. It's t'other way about." "I ask pardon," he said, feeling heartily ashamed of himself the next instant. "But you know—" "Aye," impatiently, as they passed into the shadow. "I know, or I shouldn't be here now." A moonbeam, finding its way through a rift in the boughs and falling on her face, showed him that she was very pale. "You wonder as I'm here at all," she said, not meeting his eyes as she spoke. "But you did me a good turn once, and I had so many done me in me life as I can forget one on 'em. I'm come here, for I may as well mak as few words on it as I can. I come here to tell you to take heed of Dan Lowrie." "What?" said Fergus. "He bears me a grudge, does he?" She answered him brusquely. "Aye, he bears thee grudge enough," she said. "He bears thee that much grudge that if he could lay his hand on thee while theet's on him, he'd kill thee or die. He willna be so bitter after a while happen, but he'd do it now, and that's why I warn thee. That's no reet to be going out like this," glancing at his bandaged arm. "How could thou help thysen if he were to set on thee? Thou'd better take heed, I tell thee." "I am very much indebted to you," began Fergus. She stopped him. "Thou did me a good turn," she said, and then her voice changed. "Dan Lowrie's my feyther, and I've stuck to him. I dunna know why. Happen 'cause I never had nowt else to hold to and do for. But feyther or no feyther, I know he's a bad un when fit's on, and he has a spite again a mon. So tak care, I tell thee again. There now, I've done. Will thou walk on first and let me follow thee?" Something in her mode of making this suggestion impressed him singularly. "I do not quite understand," he said. She turned and looked at him then, her face white and resolute. "I dunna want harm done," she answered. "I willna have harm done, if I can help it. And if I mun speak truth, I know there's harm afoot to-neet. If I'm behind thee, there isna a mon in Regan as dare lay hand on thee to my face, if I am nowt but a lass. That's why I ask thee to let me keep in sight." "You are a brave woman," he said, "and I will do as you tell me, but I feel like a coward." "There is no need as you should," she answered in a softened voice. "You dunna seem like one to me." Derek bent suddenly, and taking her hand, raised it to his lips. At this involuntary act of homage, for it was nothing less, Joan Lowrie looked up at him with startled eyes. "I am no lady," she said, and drew her hand away. They went out into the road together, he first, she following at a short distance, so that nobody seeing the one could avoid the other. It was an awkward and trying position for a man of Derek's temperament, and under some circumstances he would have rebelled against it. As it was, he could not feel humiliated. At a certain dark bend in the road, not far from Lowrie's cottage, Joan halted suddenly and spoke. "Feyther," she said, in a clear, steady voice, "isn't that you standing there? I thought you'd happen to be coming home this way. Where has thou been?" And as he passed on, Derek caught the sound of a muttered oath and gained a side glimpse of a heavy, slouching figure coming stealthily out of the shadow.